ladies and gentlemen, between Aster and Tundra after what was a very impressive looking game one from Tundra in regards to the way they closed it up and just managed to get the game to a point where Aster seemed completely helpless, falling further and further behind in terms of gold and control. We'll get this game off quick to a very quick start already. Aster hitting out with the smoke. Maybe seeing if they can set up for some early action as was found in the beginning of game one.
All right, let's look at the mangoes. What do we got going on? Nothing too crazy. I mean, the craziest one is really Skeeter having the 3 mangoes, but this has been something they've done almost every single time on him. Yeah. Always starting with that. And yeah, you know, this Dawn pick, we keep mentioning, I actually think this is really cool because, as we said so much, this SF, he can really struggle versus all this high burst. So yeah, really looking forward to see what XXS is going to be able to bring to the table on this.
I've also seen a few different item builds on this hero, like perhaps it was Saberlight in the group stage who went for like some Wraith Pact build, which is very nice. Like, you see a lot of these range carries come back into the meta. Yeah, they're all very good, but they all abuse Wraith Pact to like oblivion. The minus damage coming out, the lifesteal, the bonus damage for yourself. So I could definitely see like a shift of item build here for XXS, for him to just play around his cores and kind of match this aura building from 3-3 in this game.
Yeah, we see Sacred was one of the ones that was also doing it a lot. Most of the games that he played it, Falcon Blade almost directly into that Wraith Pact so they can join in and kind of prevent all that damage. So yeah, could be a cool one. Could be a lot of lifesteal that's coming out for this Shadow Fiend, right? Between the Marcy and if he does go for that build. So.
Let's see if they want to try and take a risk around this bounty rune. Tommy's Cat and Ori, they were thinking about it, but 4 heroes around from Tundra. So I still won't try and force anything there. See with the lane set up, so bottom lane, I mean, as I said, this is a million times better for Monet in comparison to what he had to deal with in game one's lane.
Yeah, and he's got Baboka, he's got Marcy with the SF, this kind of one of the strongest safe lanes that you can position yourself with. So let's see how 33 and Sox are going to be able to do it this one. Are they going to, is this a lane, I always wonder, is this a lane where Tundra's going to straight up fight in it, or are they going to just pull randomly? Because Tundra is so difficult to predict when they're just going to go for these pulls and when they're just going to go for the battle in the lane.
Yeah, so I think this is one of the harder lanes that they should be facing. You do have Sox currently taking tree grab, perhaps he wants to get a couple of denies. But I think this is a lane that you want to split a little bit until Tiny perhaps gets like level 2, 3, and then you can look for like small engagements. But overall, Aster, they should look to dominate this lane very heavily in like the first 2 to 3 minutes. Raises, Marcy jumping in. Maybe we even have to watch for the level 2 timing in this bottom lane.
Yeah. It is so crazy, really, that repositioning for a Shadow Fiend, just allowing you to get pretty much triple raises every single time when you get that level 2 on Marcy. Has to dispose level 1, so maybe can go for it here.
And they're going to start stacking them up onto Saxer. He's going to opt for the TP out. And indeed, that will keep him safe. Not quite able to get the distance there to set up another raise, and even if so, probably wouldn't have been enough with the 3rd level 1-1.
You see how much that slow is immediately. When they get hit by the 2nd raise, you have to just go for the TP out. Smart play from Soxa. But anyone who gets grabbed from it is under pressure. It's almost level 2 already on Baboka. So, I mean, this is probably the lane that we want to be looking at mostly. It's the high skill threats.
Yeah, this next tree bottom is the level 2.
Oh. Simone trying to get the distance so he can get another raise in, and indeed with the level 2 hit, Baboka able to jump across with the rebound and set up to take Saxa down. And of course that will be a Tiny out of the lane and without TP, so for a little bit of time, a couple of waves, 33 will be left on his own.
Are they bringing more mana regen down here though on this side of the Aster? That's the one thing I'm looking at. The Bassie's already coming from Monet, so he should be covered to be able to spam those raises over and over again. I mean, so they keep looking for it.
They definitely just want to keep on playing this way. This is perfect for them, especially now. Tiny, you know, Saxo is out of the lane for a bit. 3-3 is perhaps not too unhappy as the lane is in an okay position for him, but yeah, Aster, they really want to keep the ball going in this lane and just continue to go off of this. So the Bassi on Monet, great for him, great for his lane partner, and they'll just keep up the pressure.
And they actually get a full pull off, a stacked pull, so the whole wave is going to get denied. It's going to get pulled back closer to his tower. Monet is going to have an excellent time in this laning phase. Looking at mid, Storm versus that Zeus. Ori should be able to have very good time in this matchup. And top, Dawn as well. So all 3 lanes for Aster does look like they should have a very good start to be able to even apply a decent amount of pressure to. Skeeter has to be quite careful versus the burst of these 2.
And I think especially with the lanes going this way, you know, if the trajectory stays the same, I really want Aster to look at this mid lane later around like the 5-minute mark, especially if your lanes do go this well. Your supports are a little more freed up mid lane.
Might be able to almost get 9 here.
I think he might just be able to. The Fairy Fire give 9 a bit of safety. Indeed, the bottle charges as well. It's enough to keep him safe, but I think very close there in the mid.
He got grabbed actually with like 3 or 4 creeps on him. He almost got stuck between them. Excellent vortex by Ori. Might go for it again. Yeah, gonna try to go for more damage here. He's just putting a lot of pressure onto 9. Yeah, I'd like to see, like you're mentioning, I want to see Baboka go mid. This is an easy kill onto the Zeus for the Marcy.
He's making his way over.
Yeah. This is already like a very nice play. They're stealing the bounty rune. They're kind of playing around this HP and mana level of 9 right now because Ori had this great little play.
Oh, they're going to look to dive this for sure. Now with the rebound, Vortex pull back onto 9. A TP comes in for Saxter. It's a 2-man avalanche. Should be able to get some trade from this as Baboka will fall.
Oh, we might be able to actually go for pushing Ori away from the rune as well, too. Let's see if Saxter does do that.
He's debating it.
Let's actually step away. I thought he was going to go with the creep wave if he saw how little mana Ori was having, but he wasn't able to deny away that rune. Top water rune, though, should be able to get grabbed from the Zeus. Excellent move, though. Baboka seeing the opportunity because he did, as we mentioned, he got that pull down bottom, so it resets the lane positioning for Monet, which allows him to go for this type of move mid so freely.
Snake King's got to be a bit careful top. He's getting very low here. We'll see Scatterblast back online in a couple of seconds. Ooh. Siamese Cat, he's looking for a target here with a shotgun. On Skeeter.
Oh, the hammer, just too low range.
Not quite able to reach him there.
Falcon Blade already done up top, so gonna be able to continue that spam. Also, tons of mangoes both sides. This time we do see Aster also matching.
Yeah, all these lanes going Aster's way right now, which is gonna make it easier for them to continue the pressure. And as long as they, hit their early game moves, especially with Baboka, we're gonna have to keep our eyes on him. They wanna like pressure around. Mid lane, some more pressure. I think once Ori does hit this level 6 mark and the 6-minute rune, that's gonna be the first real objective of this game.
He's gonna hit the 6, it looks like, just before 9 is able to also. So might just be able to go for the straight dive.
Bottom lane.
Getting aggressive.
Not at a point where they can quite threaten Monet completely, though.
It's a strong timing for 33. As soon as you get level 4, this is one of those peak laning timings for the Broodmother. You can constantly apply pressure. You're so fast. You have great regen.
Yeah, this is also where, the item builds that they kind of, I would say, brought into the game, where you start with the magic wand early on, you now have 18 chargers. It's gonna make it a lot easier to man fight and maybe turn it around because you have 18 chargers right now against the Shadow Fiend. But here, both teams are gonna put their eyes on mid. Both teams know this is crucial.
Zeus ult is available too, so I have to watch for those side lanes. The SF Monet does have to be careful how low he sits. Where's it gonna be? It's bottom. A great rune for Ori too. It would have been an excellent rune for Naim to perhaps be able to disengage from a Storm Spirit, but yeah.
See bottom. Aster very much trying to set up in case 33 steps up too much. Monet hitting the level 5.
I like this from XXS. He had the Falcon Blade done, and he's like, this is not enough mana. Buys the Soul Ring as well on the Dawnbreaker. Just continue to be able to slow down Skeeter's farm and just continue spamming out. I like it a lot.
Yeah, right now, if you can keep this, what they're doing, it's very good. If your sidelines can stay on high HP, keep pressuring, then Zeus doesn't really have a play to use his ult aggressively, which is definitely what he wants. Whereas Aster, if XXS gets to stay in this lane, punish and pressure Skeeter until he gets his ulti, he can pressure the lane, but then also join his team and also go back top after. So I really like the fact that he's double downing on his mana region to keep the pressure up in his lane.
We'll see here, the haste rune Ori. Looks to try and set up for the play on the 33, but a quick avalanche will stop Monet from being able to be in position to line up any raises. 33 easily able to step back underneath the tower. Saxa, he'll go for a TP out. They've got nothing to stop it. Tundra able to make sure that rotation from Ori amounts to nothing.
Ori wanted the bigger kill. He could have probably just gone and settled for the tiny with the initial jump, but he wants to go for the Brood. Can't blame him. Yeah,
he has a haste rune, right? He feels strong. He feels like they're going to hit this out, but Tundra, 3-3 here with some nice jukes.
And I like this too. Ori, as soon as he makes the move, Siamese Cat comes mid, takes the XP because he's giving Dawn that solo XP top, so his level 6 for Dawn is about to come out. So if they do make an aggressive play, as you mentioned before, it's going to be brought in with the Solar Guardian.
Yeah, I would really like them to execute this play on the mid lane, with the Zeus or maybe the rune. If Zeus comes to contest this, yeah, you go, you kill that guy. If not, you get a free rune for Storm, and then once again, Ori can look for what he wants to do as they're fishing a bit for XXS top.
He's tanky.
Gonna get the toss back over to War Skeeter. So TP's coming in return from Aster. See if they can save XXS. And oh, nice setup there. But Boca provides the lifesteal, and XXS with the Starbreaker pretty much heals right back up. And now he's ready to turn. Takes out Saxa. He's going to get back to safety, and at the same time, the Vortex into the cookie. Aster will find 9 as well.
Oh, this early game is really perfect for them. The lane setups, the way that they're moving and distributing the wealth to an experience. Even now, after that kill, a regen rune spawns bottom. Everything is going Aster's way this early game.
Yeah, this is some very high-level Dota coming out from them. You know, just using the right amount of heroes in the perfect places. You only send your Marcy top, he sidekicks your Dawnbreaker, he turns it around, gets the Lysa. In the meantime, Storm and Snapfire, they play together. That's all you need to kill the Zeus. And now they're waiting for 9 on this respawn right now. So I want to see how Tundra kind of help him get back around this area, because Aster, they have 3 heroes here with a Solar Guardian at the ready.
Full mana Storm too.
You can feel from Tundra as well, they're staying right away from this tier 1 tower, or at least being very careful in how they approach the defense.
Their 2 side laners aren't really heroes that want to be like, hey, they're diving mid, let's just rotate like a Slark or a Bruden. That's not what they want to do whatsoever. Yeah. Bruden, Slark, very independent heroes, but they want to stay in their side lanes as long as possible. So a great move from Aster to really kind of punish that they know those 2 heroes are just not going to make the rotation mid. And if they do, it's extremely awkward for Tundra.
Yeah, I do like how Tundra are playing around this. It's currently like, this is something what I like to call a ticking time bomb. Yeah, you do have the Aster heroes in the mid lane, but as long as you do this kind of very calm, you don't lose heroes or your tower, this is allowing 3-3 to end up taking this bottom tower, because no one really wants to be here. I do think there's a world where you can put a hero here because you have the Dawn ult, but they're just deciding to, you know, more so play around the mid and top half, get the active runes and play around your Storm.
Let's see. Maybe if Tundra
they're looking
want to respond this time to this mid play, because again, Aster, they're looking to set up here. Already, Siamese Cat coming in from the side.
Oh, that's a good courier kill. Snaking a big one. That's the Fairy Trinket and the finished Kaya, so actually a big deal that he gets that snipe from Ori. Or not the finished Kaya, sorry, but the recipe at the least. But the Fairy Trinket he does take away.
Okay, so Monet, similar to the last game, right? He doesn't feel comfortable in the bottom lane. He's gonna go mid this time around, but this time it's not only to save XP, but rather to help with this tower. I don't see Tundra defending this tower. If you fight into this, there's a Dawn ult coming. They should just be happy with, you know, Slark and Brute kind of going back up in the network, but for Aster, completely different story. You want to keep pressuring up on the map and lower the map for Tundra here.
Yeah, and for Tundra, like their lineup overall, as for when it comes to straight up team fights, it's pretty non-existent. Yeah. Like, they're actually just very lane and then pick off oriented. Aster, they have overwhelming team fight. Like 4 of their heroes really bring it so much to the table. So for these next few moments, it does feel like Tundra's gonna have to just chill out, not overcommit to anything, and be careful from all the moves from Aster.
And do you think, you know, considering Tundra's lineup, is that something they can afford to do? This is sort of a draft that, you know, is able to sort of recover from a sort of early game deficit if they do start to lose a bit of map control?
I would say it's definitely difficult because there's so much pickoff from Aster. The Storm can catch people on the side lanes with the Dawnbreaker ult. They can set up pretty easy for Aster to catch pretty much anything. So for Tundra, the next few minutes is really difficult. Just avoid fights, try to get your wealth back so you can try to find something, try to find somewhere to go. Yeah, if Tundra are only down like 4k gold at 15 minutes, then they're going to be playing the next 2 minutes very well, because as it currently stands, I think Aster, they have answers for everything. They do put the Dawnbreaker bottom now, which means one of the next plays for them is likely to pressure this top lane, kick the Slark out. You should not allow Skeeter to play in this area for all too long. XXS can always connect while he's free farming the bottom lane. And yeah, Aster shouldn't really be scared of much, because Tundra they can't really do all that much right now. Their damage is a little bit lacking. Their cores, they need to keep farming. Yeah, the Brute and the Slark, these heroes just do not want to get involved until they feel like that big timing does come in. So have to try to rally around 9 somehow. Looks like Snaking and Saxa trying to make some type of play. Just feels so difficult. It just doesn't feel like they're gonna have the damage for anybody they go on, because it's just gonna get received by a Solar Guardian instantly. So if you're Tundra, I believe that you wanna kind of wait. Maybe you can't.
I see. Ori just gonna try and start something over towards Saxa, but the Moonlight Shadow's out, and Tundra managed to disengage.
Aster's just running as a unit. I think they really just know there's no way Tundra's ever gonna walk into this straight 5v5 or 4v5 and then the Solar Guardian coming in. It's smart choices just taking out these towers. So Tundra, they're just just farming, right? Just no way that you're going to look for the fight, so everyone just farm a camp, arrow some camps, etc.
Like, I think for Tundra, what you want to wait for is at least the defusal on Skeeter, your pipe on 3-3. You're getting somewhat close to them, so yeah, if Aster do overstep, you can perhaps somewhat look to take a fight as Ori, fishing for more.
Yeah, Ori's going to try and chase up towards the high ground. He's getting a little low on mana. Skeeter's able to put the Shadow Dance in time. Look to escape from Baboken with the house available. He'll get a little bit away. Not quite able to get down to the low ground, but he'll be fine nonetheless. They don't quite have the vision on him, so Skeeter will escape.
Okay, so now that Aster have taken over the top tier 1 and the top jungle, I would like to see them smoke with 3 of the heroes. Storm, Snap, Marcy, a kind of a killing duel, especially now that your map looks nice, your SF is kind of safe. I would like them to go away from here real quick, look for a smoke into the enemy triangle or to the Brood, get a quick kill with the Dawn ult and then migrate back to top. Because I do think, yeah, Aster are playing very well, but Tundra are also getting away with, you know, quite a bit at this point.
Yeah, I mean, Slark is not too far behind, of course. I mean, he's 5,800, sure, Shadowfiend is 7,300, but that's expected from an SF safe lane, so. I do think Aster making the right move so far, but could still look to make a little bit more happen because of that advantage that they do have right now.
For sure, because right now it's not that easy to take the top tier 2. You probably don't want to force the Rosh on just yet. You maybe want a little bit more net worth. So instead, if you can't force objectives straight up, you want to go look for a play, especially if you do feel strong. So here we do have the smoke out from them as 9. He's clearing, what is that, quad Ancients.
Nice, a big stack, at least a quad.
And they are making the move, but I like that they're not over-committing the move. I actually like that they're keeping the Marcy top because they always have that follow-up of the Solar Guardian that can come in. So making sure they do distribute as much to maximize.
See here, no look to go for 33. Look at the setup. He has got the pipe and a decent amount of point charges. He was able to get both of them off, but they have enough damage to fight through it. They take down 33. Tundra, they'll have the chance to get a trade here as the arrow connects in onto Siamese Cat. Tundra, they'll take down one in return, and Ori, that's the ball lining out of this one. As Tundra pretty much got the 3 of them chasing Aster down.
I think that's just perfect though for Aster. I think they're perfectly fine with losing the Snapfire. It's, you know, they make the 3 rotations happen bottom, they still get the kill.
Yeah. I wonder if maybe you can get out cleanly if you just snap ult from the get-go instead of cooking in. But either way, you know, the idea of the play, the execution is pretty good. You trade your support for a core and a lot of TP. So again, you force Tundra around the map. Aster definitely happy with that.
XXS almost, he pretty much has Wraith Pact done also, so already feeling like lack of being able to team fight for Tundra. When this comes in, no way they're going to be able to really team fight. They do also have at least a way to kind of kill it. The spiders, right, can come in and clear that Wraith Pact out like Aster has the way to kill it later on with that Marcy. Yeah, and I think now that, you know, the game has progressed a couple minutes, you can soon look to potentially then force the Roshan on Aster. It won't take as long. You have the Wraith Pact, you have higher levels, you have the passive on your Shadowfiend, you have Psychic and Marcy ult, so soon that's going to be one of their next goals around the Rosh area, then top tier 2. And in the meantime, your Storm and your Snap, they will always look to play aggressive with the ultimate of XXS to back them up. Yeah, absolutely.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Still just that 3k lead that they've had for a bit of time here, Aster.
Has 9 been able to get a single power rune?
So
I don't think, all right.
No.
Skeeter.
And Tundra, they're heading over here. They're actually running Avalanche set up onto Ori. Oh, lightning just in time to dodge that arrow, but that's pretty much as close as it gets. Back over to the bottom of the jungle. Siamese Cat gets found. Tundra.
Oh, TP's to top.
And getting aggressive here, and indeed Aster, they've got to be prepared for these very quick moves across the map from Tundra. Monet backing off. Skeeter, if he's able to close the gap, has got that diffusal blade. Also, they won't try and chase blindly into that area of the map here, Tundra. They'll be careful, and Aster will be allowed to back away. Yeah, you're very much seeing it, just a sort of a quick move, quick play like that. Suddenly the 3k lead goes down to the 2k.
If they get that kill, it would have been completely shifted down too, because they would have had more space on the map too for like 40 seconds where the Storm's not alive.
I mean, it's definitely got to be a bit scary for Aster that this game has sort of fallen into this position, right? They're going to feel the pressure to get something done, and as you keep saying, you know, have that chance to make a move that allows you to really just take advantage of the strengths that the backup of a Dawnbreaker could provide on these sort of plays you're attempting.
So they are smoking up again. They're very likely looking for this 1 kill into Rosh.
Ori, he's going to look to go in. They'll get the grab onto 33. Coming over with the Solar Guardian, and the kiss is coming in as well. 33 falling low. They'll take him out with the Starbreaker. In fact, XXS able to get the 2-man stun off the back of that last swing of the hammer. Skeeter has to put the Shadow Dance to run, but Boca charges in and beats down Snaking. Aster, that's the sort of moves they're looking to make.
Yeah, they're just forcing the fights, forcing Tundra to react to them and being like, okay, good luck. Bring on the fight to us. We know you can't take it. And now into that Rosh. They've got that sustain coming in from the sidekick too. Tundra not going to be able to contest this one.
No, there's just going to be a free Aegis here for Monet. So again, you know, looking at the follow plays, you likely for them, they want to push out their lanes, but I don't want them to really slow down the game because we have this Aegis and run down the top lane as 5. I would like them, once they get close to their ults again, yeah, start pushing top with your Shadow Fiend, but once again, look for the smoke across the map and keep shutting down the map of Tundra. Don't, you know, split the map and go even when you're so much stronger than them. Shut down the map of Tundra.
Yeah, they should just dominate the map. The Storm has DD again. I mean, literally every single, right? Yeah. Every single power rune, I'm pretty sure, has gone to the side of either Aster or Ori, except for one that I think I get denied from like snaking. So playing excellent across the map, but just want to see them keep applying that pressure. Don't give the space. Don't let Tundra try to breathe back into this game. And I do see that, you know, Ori and Siamese Cat constantly paired together, looking for some type of aggression. The DD inside that bottle. Tundra, though, they do have the blink now. Saksa, he's finished it.
I'm going to try and see if they can take the Aegis out of the hands of Ori. Quick toss combo. That'll do it. As the Aegis gone, they have the tools to try and go for a second attempt at it. Lightning Bolt, but no further abilities available at that moment to lock him down. So Ori will manage to escape, but a very quick loss of the Aegis.
That could have actually been another death if the Pounce was saved, actually. Skeeter actually using it after he'd already died.
I mean, Tundra right now, they're making a lot of like very good small plays. Like we saw them earlier, get this 1-2 kills there. Skeeter instantly TP's top and then like cleans the jungle with his Shadow Dance. Even here now, like they're, even though they're behind and they know it's not so easy, they're always aware for like these little plays. And you know, they punish Ori here in the mid lane, quickly take out the Aegis. But now Aster, they're like, okay, you know, they showed all the heroes mid, let's go top, take this tier 2 and try to keep the ball rolling.
Dire's top tower.
Look at XXS. I mean, he knows how careful he has to be really on the map. So important. They're going to be hunting for him constantly, so always kind of sitting back, looking to clear some spiders, and he'll get all of them.
Tundra making sure to not allow any of themselves to be caught within their own jungle. I mean, you see the amount of ward control that Aster looking to slam down around this area. Pretty much got 6 sentries up here.
Looks like they are pinging bottom. Saksa, as we mentioned, does have the blink. Usually the target that you want to go for is that Dawnbreaker, but there is a snap at the ready down there behind him.
Both teams are being very good at like not giving away too many freebies and like, you know, protecting themselves very nicely. And if you're Aster, yeah, this is a 5k gold lead, but Tundra always have the option of like really clutching you out, right? They have this tiny combo into a potential arrow. Mid lane.
It's mid. Quick setup, and that's the combo you're talking about. Anybody that steps out alone in the mid lane
Bottom
very quickly dies. Skeeter will get another dart packed off. Pounce in a second. And it's going to be soon enough to break far enough away from the kisses, so he'll be fine.
Okay, Tundra is forcing some mistakes from Aster here so far.
I mean, Sax has the blink up. He's seeing if he can close in on this.
Toss back.
Close the gap onto XXS. Gets the toss back. Ori will jump over towards Saxa. And Saxa's got back up. 9 Skeeter and Snaking move forward. Saxa does go down, but he may just set up for Tundra to be able to get some kills in return. Skeeter's trying to chase on. 30-50 wrap around for the sideline. Connect the arrow, but still hard for Tundra to move in. They still don't have Shadow Dance back up on Skeeter, so he cannot full commit for the fight. Has to respect still how strong the cores are of Aster. Monet, of course, very ready to fight with the BKB done. Tundra, they'll hold back. They tried to push on and catch something with Saxa. They couldn't quite find the opportunity. Aster this time prepared.
Nice attempt with the toss back, but XXS still far too tanky. I mean, 2,300 HP, Dragon Scale as well. And you have to be careful a lot of times versus Dawn. If you don't kill him right away, but Boca comes in, gets that side kill, he's going to full heal off of 1 Starbreaker.
Yeah, like he already heals a lot on his own, right, with his passive. He has the Wraith Pact if Boca can come in. One thing for Aster, they need to be more careful around this middle lane. It's currently one of the more dangerous areas of the map, especially they're constantly pushing the side lanes on Tundra, so you force Aster to respond, and that's where Tundra really strike. 6k gold lead for Aster. Saxa a little bit away.
Now to get the close onto Siamese Cat.
Yeah, every time someone shows mid, just like you said. Yeah. And they're going to smoke right away off that kill.
They're good to go again. I mean, Skeeter's got the Aghanims done. Shadow Dance is back up. Tundra, they're ready to immediately look for more.
They've got excellent pick-off and burst that we've seen multiple times now. It's going to be Boca.
Well, managed to rebound away, and now under the tier 2. It's a bit trickier of a situation for Tundra to commit for. Still might try and do it, though.
The Arcane Rune, he's thinking about it.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Tundra, even though they have that, you know, that 6k deficit, still looking to be the aggressors.
Nine currently working on this axe, so again, Skeeter, he got to finish his, so allows him to poke a bit more in the fight, be more free. The same with Skeeter here, with Nine getting his axe. Their burst is going to be even stronger than before, so Aster, they really need to be very careful. We already see Tundra, they're behind in the game, and they're still making a lot of very clutch moves here around the map.
I like the itemization from Siamese Cat. I really like what he's doing here on the Snapfire. He's got mech, queuing up the pipe afterwards, just going for any type of extra healing that they can do to sustain through this burst. You know, they know that Monet, he has the BKB, so he is safe, but has to be able to get it off in most situations.
If they can burst through 33.
Should be able to.
And they're coming in with the Solar Guardian backup as well. The four of them having no trouble taking out the Spider alone. And now, Freeway moving in on the mid. Maybe able to try and look for some pressure onto the tier 2. They've got this 40-second window where they don't have to worry about 33 putting any pressure on himself elsewhere.
Baboka even pops the ult preemptively to be able to push this tower even faster. Drops in just a few seconds. Level 15 was hit on the Shadow Fiend right before this fight. 16, in fact. The tower's dropped in seconds.
I mean, once again, Baboka having a pretty good game in the Smart Sea. It's gonna have a BKB again in like what, maybe 2 to 3 minutes time if he doesn't receive another death.
Yep.
This middle area for now. So.
And we definitely have seen these Marcies versus like the Zeus, right? If he gets on top of him, he's gonna be able to solo kill him in a lot of situations. And definitely has a lot of different elements to be able to jump onto him because he's got that long range rebound. He has the Storm who's gonna be jumping and finding him anyway.
Full silver edge on Monet as well. Shadow Fiend.
Massive.
Indeed, having rather a different game this time round. Game 2 here compared to game 1. Monet much more in his element and has been allowed to flourish as the SF this game.
He's just been able to sit back and farm because of all the space he's gotten from his team. Tundra. For a move.
Skeeter leading the way. They use the Thunder God's Wrath to scout things out, immediately trying to get as far away from this potential movement as possible, Aster.
There was a random static remnant from Ori that actually hit the Slark, so they know where they are.
Still get the jump in onto the Siamese Cat. Ori zipping back over towards him. He's thinking about trying to take something in return. He's going to jump over towards Saxa. If they can burst through this, Baboka commits it as well with the ult, but Skeeter just turns with the pounce. Baboka's going to get taken down. Aster, they'll use the buyback on Siamese Cat. They want to try and take this fight, but it doesn't look easy to do. As Tundra still incredibly strong. Can Aster really try and turn and fight back into this? They're going to try. They go over the zip forward there. And combo down Skeeter. An immediate grab there from Ori as they take him pretty much down 100 to 0. He is out of Mariner though, and the arrow connects in return. He'll lose his life for that one, Ori.
Tundra, they're looking to go back in. The BKB's popped from XXS.
I mean, Saxon's going to have another jump probably in a second. They get the Nimbus drop down onto XXS. Jump over Saxon. Not quite able to find the toss back though. Still has Avalanche at the ready. It's now onto Siamese Cat. Tundra, they're still trying to push on and get some sort of connection onto the rest of Aster. They know that no Ori up and available for 30 seconds.
They do have a lot of ways to just disengage and reset, as we see there from Tundra. Four-step on the Tiny, leaps, of course, from the Mirana, the jumps from the Zeus, the Brood being able to just skitter through the tree line. So definitely a bit difficult for Aster. And we did see also the Wraith Pact was dropped and actually hidden kind of in the tree line there from 33. So a little bit of that damage that maybe Aster thought they had initially was not quite there.
Yeah, with this like pipe and Wraith Pact, right, we've talked about this all tournament with the damage mitigation. Tundra are definitely, they're playing in a way where they're forcing Aster to make some mistakes. This is not how Aster wants to take fights here. They clutch it out though with Skeeter, right? They do get to fully end up killing him, but for the coming fights, it's what Aster wants is to have this clear initiation with Storm and then drop all the spells like that. You don't want Tundra to run into you and it's like, oh, do I use my Dawn ult here? Do I need to BKB? You know, like this uncertainty. You want to make it very clear, and as for Tundra, they want to do this exact same thing again and make it uncertain for Aster of how to fight.
They were even perhaps looking for Monet there for a second. They saw him on the high ground with that ward sentry.
Just under a minute now until Roshan's back up, and both teams know it. They want to fight around this area. Jump off from Zaxter, he's able to get the toss back onto Siamese Cat. They burst through the snap fire. Ori jumps up to the high ground, but he's pretty low on the mana. Will opt to keep his distance for now, and XXS sort of left on the front. He's going to go for the TP out with the remainder of his BKB. The rest of Aster, though, they're getting chased out by 33. Skeeter closes the gap, pounces in onto Baboka. Tundra, they'll be able to take a second kill.
I mean, they're playing the fight so well. These tossbacks, these ways to reposition, and then, as you said, they all have a different way to disengage. And then the Wraith Pact gets put down. Aster tries to commit into it, and they're like, oh my god, wait a minute, we have no mana left on Storm. We have to full TP out and disengage. Tundra, somehow, even though they're at, what, a 6K deficit, have now brought it down to 2. They're making it happen.
They're using their heroes so well. It's really beautiful to watch. You have Slark in the front, giving all this night vision. You have Saxa. He goes in, gets the toss back, avalanche, 4 stabs himself back out. And now, if you're Monet on this SF, you don't want to run into a fight for 5 seconds.
He grabbed onto Skeeter, but Skeeter was able to get the dart packed off in time. Into the Shadow Dance pounce as well. He breaks away from the combo they try to catch him off guard with.
That's 2 massive ults on cooldown. I think that's maybe even the first Requiem that I saw of the game when he's level 18 and the Solar Guardian. So Tundra.
Skeeter's back up into this area. They're going to try and make a play here. They get the toss back on towards the storm. He's locked down underneath the pounce. Ori's out.
I mean, Tundra just have completely claimed the lead of this game.
And second Rosh is up. It's going to be the next objective in the game. They do have some stacks on Skeeter.
I mean, Monet stepping up there.
For more.
It's actually Skeeter. They're already waiting. Monet has to put the BKB and run.
But now it's a BKB also to disengage. I mean, Tundra is just forcing so much out of Aster. Rosh does respawn, and I think some fighters will probably go scout that out in a second there for Tundra.
I mean, this has got to be scary for Aster, right? They've got to be feeling right now how they're sort of losing control of the game. That lead they had early on, it was definitely something they would have felt that was under their control. And now at this point, the last few moves, Tundra outplaying them. I mean, Aster, how do they sort of turn this one back around? They're losing control of the game. Tundra's going to be able to get this Roshan and Aegis, and Aster just not in any sort of position at all to contest this.
Yeah, they just cannot stop this Rosh. They need, you have this top network SF, you need to set them up for success. I feel like currently you are not doing that. Tundra, they're styling on you. They get a clutch kill, they disengage, and they keep following you. Like, look at all the spells, double pounce, double 4-step. Your first initiation needs to come out from your side on Aster.
It's Ori who has to do it almost every single time, though, right? So for Ori, it's complicated. I think Baboka might have to just start sacrificing himself a little bit more to allow the Shadow Fiend to get this window to walk in. So Ori can actually follow up, because Ori, no BKB.
Here comes Skeeter. Same area that he's ready to just charge straight into to start a fight against Aster. We'll see Ori zip over the walls of Mirana, able to pull back Snaking, take him down. BKB pop from Baboka. He commits to bring down the Nimbus. Can they really keep this fight going, Aster? There's a pounce to the side, Skeeter. Keep his distance for now. Still, of course, has that Aegis, so even if they do catch him, they'll have to do it twice. Shadow Dance on cooldown, still has the Depth Shroud. Good pounce across the cliff. We're getting far enough away to TP out in the midst of the trees. They won't catch him.
They're not getting anything big, Aster. And they keep having to react to everything that Tundra's doing. They did buy a gem a few moments ago to at least try to see anything that's coming from Tundra, but as we mentioned earlier, once you start getting this lead on Tundra, it's small, less than 1k, but it feels like it's a lot more, because now full ward coverage, it's gone. Aster, they don't see almost anything on the map.
I really like the itemization as well on Tundra, especially the one that's coming out next. So currently, I think Aster are, realizing that, okay, we need to set up our Shadow Fiend for success. They're building double halberd, because later on, I mean, who's going to deal damage on Aster out, through BKBs? Well, it's only SF. Ori.
Saxa, he's got the setup, the pounce there, followed up, Ori. Picked off here by Skeeter and Saxa. He's got to be careful here. Any sort of setup from the Blink Tiny. All that Skeeter has to do is get that angle, and with the Aghanim's pounce, he'll always have that follow-up lockdown.
Honestly, Saxa, as soon as Saxa really got the Blink Dagger, it feels like the whole game has turned around. He's been able to make all these plays, catching every single time onto the Storm Spirit.
He has been playing phenomenal. And then next, right, he gets the Force F to always disengage. They have the map pressure with the Brood, Slark with the Vision, Zeus with the D-Ward, and then global bonus damage from Zeus. They're setting each other up so well for success in this game.
And he even now has a secondary force step. Of course, he got the Ogre Seal Totem, so another way to kind of disengage and continue these types of plays that they've been doing.
I feel that Tundra's been able to find successful pickoffs time after time.
Monet.
It's just out of range of the true side that they had down.
Whoops. Tried to go for the courier there.
Top lane same time. Pressure from the Spiders coming in. Tier 2 getting very low. Ori will be able to clean out the push in time.
Skeeter almost has his BKB done, which is going to make his life... I mean, he can just full commit onto the Shadow Fiend then pretty much every single one of these.
Yeah, I don't see how the Skeeter dies anymore once he has BKB. He would have to make a really big mistake, which, at this point he's not going to. Also, he has Pipe, Brave Pact, Halberds backing him up, so there is even room for, for him to be a little more greedy. But same story for Aster. Game definitely falling a little bit out of their hands, and they need to claim one of these next fights with a good start.
How is Monet going to be able to focus fire anything versus the Halberds? They're really just going to put so much attention onto him. And the second one is soon finished up. Aster have to start finding something.
Success. He's going to be the one to start things off. Heads up into the high ground, but immediately gets burst down to less than half his HP. Gets the BKB off, will be able to retreat. Skeeter commits it with a Shadow Dance, turns over towards Baboka, who tries to chase down Saxa under his BKB with the ultimate, but Baboka just taking too much physical damage through it. He'll attempt to get away, but the pounce is back up and ready as the BKB comes to an end. And Aster not able to start off that fight in what already felt like a bit of an awkward position, but I think that's very much a telltale of sort of the state that Aster feel they're in. They're trying to make these risky moves, trying to head in these spots of the map that we've seen for a long time now. That area has just not been safe at all for them.
They need the, like Ori, you can see he's so hesitant to jump now. No BKB ready, soon gonna have it, but can't jump in. He knows he's just gonna get comboed and burst down, so Baboka jumps in. This is what we were saying that he kind of has to do. He has to be this sacrifice to maybe allow Ori to look for something to jump, but Ori, he didn't see an option to go for.
Yeah, like I think at this point with you being so, you need to wait for it. I don't want the Aster to make any more aggressive moves until you have this BKB up on Ori, because it's just too hard. Like you can see it there. Sure, you're like, oh, I'll jump in for you, but even then, like it's not nicely set up with a smoke, so it just fails instantly.
And look for the setup from the low ground. Saxa trying to get the opening on towards Monet. Skeeter, he's in and he's out. Just thinking about maybe going in again. I mean, still has that Aegis for 20 seconds. Not too long, mind you. Quick check there as well from Tundra, just to make sure that Aster weren't attempting to sneak out of the base, catch them from the side. We'll see if this maybe gives Aster a bit of an opportunity to make a move now. Aegis expired, BKB on Ori, they'll look to make the move.
Let's see if he can find anything. Let's see if they get those BKBs up pre-halberds too, to make sure that they have that damage if they do grab a target.
Again, this area, it's been a bit of a death trap time and time again for Aster. Let's see if it's any different this time around. They get in with the opening over towards 33, but 33 pushed down to the side. The fear's there though, pushing back the Spider. They take him down. Now they'll turn over towards Skeeter. Skeeter, Shadow Dance to the ready, commits in over towards Siamese Cat. Siamese Cat falls. Still though, Skeeter's going to be surrounded. The arrow's done indeed. Ori's in trouble. They'll attempt to force him out the side, but Skeeter's able to finish him off. Double kill for the slot. As Tundra back off for now, but Skeeter's still very, very strong. Pounce over towards XXS. He needs help, he needs it now. Monet trying to get involved in the fight, but he's already been disarmed. He's got a few raises to throw over towards Saxa. But Skeeter, he's just taking them down one by one. Triple kill for him. Aster, they may have got the Spider, but they get nothing else, and they lose 4. Ultra kill for Skeeter.
Oh my, I mean, the way that they're just ping-ponging back and forth inside the fight. Also, I mean, this arrow, it goes in. I think it like weaves, you see all these like spiders coming in. I think he didn't even see the arrow because of all the spiders, and it just hits perfectly onto Ori.
I mean, Tundra, they're playing, it's just beautiful to watch. Like when you see high-level Dota, which this is, you know, helping each other out with the 4 staffs, you go in as much as you can, 3-3 with the buyback, clutch spell usage, ultra kill for Skeeter, 40 stacks on the Aster shift, backed up by all these auras now. It's just so hard for Aster. Like if you're Monet, you kind of got to feel for him. This guy's top net worth 201, but he just can't do anything. Tundra just styling on him.
He can't hit anybody. He starts hitting one person gets forced out, someone else, like another guy, Olger Seal totems away from him. Zeus jumps away, can't stick on targets. And Ori, oh my, he doesn't even get that.
Tip 9 right now, someone.
Oh my god, what a lightning bolt.
What the hell? That's one way to die.
I mean, he used the BKB right at the end too, so even when he respawns, 30 seconds, no BKB, another Rax potentially in jeopardy. Tundra playing out of their minds.
So if there's anything Aster can do here with just the 4 of them to stop a second set of barracks falling.
I guess Monet can go up and hit this Lark a bit. Hope he doesn't get tossed back.
Oh, but Boka's going to jump in. He's in with the BKB. Pops the ult as well. Look at Skeeter, but Skeeter's just having a turn and get with the passions. He can just stand his ground against Baboka. Jumps in over towards XXS. XXS will manage to get back towards the fountain. Aster, they won't lose anyone. Off the back of that Monet. He's got to be careful. Nearly finds himself back underneath Nimbus. Will manage to force back to safety with the Hurricane Pike. He'll live, but the barracks do go down. Tundra able to clean up a second set.
And the worst feeling ever. He gets poked and prodded enough for him to have to force that BKB again. And Tundra, they're just going to keep applying the pressure. Sure, they're a little limited on mana, but they can easily go for this tier 2. Yeah, the avalanche toss combo hits 3. You can see like everybody's down to like sub 50% HP. Can't actually chase forward on Aster.
And now for Tundra, take 2 racks, take the top tier 2, keep the triangle occupied, and now if they have a freebie, you know, they'll take it. Otherwise, second Rosh up within the next 2 minutes, so you can just play the map, play as you have. And overall, the way that Tundra play, I feel like their strength, team fighting, spell usage, their itemization, it's it's just incredible and beautiful to watch.
Yeah, I mean, it's really been for, what, 16 minutes now. That even when they were at a 6K gold deficit, they were still winning every single one of these engagements. Look at this. Unbelievable. Finding themselves some pretty amazing neutral items as well. We see the telescope picked up. So they're going to be able to keep that distance, of course, even more on that Zeus. And now he does hit level 20, so even more stuns going to be coming out from those lightning bolts, making it even harder for Ori. As if it hasn't already been hard enough.
Spell Prism as well, also a nice one for the squad.
They're getting blessed.
And Blink Dagger done on 9, so not always going to be a guaranteed opportunity for Ori to go straight for him. Quick on the blink, he can make sure that that first attempt will end up missing.
And now look at the itemization also from 33, right? After he's got his halberd, all those other items, has an Aeon disc now. He knows he's the attention that they're going for every single time. If they try to focus onto him this time, he'll just unlock it, kind of break all that initiation that'll come out from Aster. And Aster fully trapped in their base.
Aster have a 3% chance of winning. I feel like these 3%, the only way they can make this happen, you have Ori pharma buyback, you have XXS pharma buyback, you smoke into the Rosh, they both suicide evade spells, and they come back.
Stepping outside of the base, this is...
DD Slark.
Tundra also have the luxury of considering Roshan. Will be up very, very shortly.
Yep, they've got the spiders scouting in there the whole time. And then just keeping Aster constricted in the base. An MKB, I mean, like we said, Monet, he still continues to be very farmed. He just cannot stick on targets.
I don't think it's too hard for him. Like, if I had to give the specialty of Tundra, I feel like they're the best team at not hard committing into a fight. It's constant soft commit, helping each other out, baiting a BKB here, baiting an ult there, force step out, then go back in. They're so good at playing these long fights. And I think Aster, it might be hard to contest this Rosh, but I don't see how you get back into this game if you don't.
Scanning.
Full Scotty now for the Slark.
Look at this lane ward.
I see everyone. Focus is gone.
And maybe more Saxa. He's ever getting the connection onto Monet. Monet gets the BKB off. He's trying to run, but Skinner's chasing him down. Monet's out of the game. So is XXS. Neither with buyback. The two supports done as well. They've got buybacks themselves, but it's a dieback from the bunker. GG is called. Tundra will take game 2, and with that, the series, it's theirs 2-0. They'll be moving up to the upper bracket finals to face Team Secret.
I mean, what a masterclass, really. 6K deficit. They didn't seem to be phased by it whatsoever. Win every single engagement afterwards when they get the...